Hello, welcome to Always Yarn First. I'm Lindsay. I'm a knitter, crocheter, and spinner from Central Arkansas. I work at Arkansas Yarn Co. and I am a virtual assistant. To stay updated on my latest yarn adventures, you can follow me on Instagram and Ravelry as Always Yarn First. Hello, welcome. It is Tuesday, June 16th. This is episode 112. If you're returning, thank you for coming back. If you're new, I hope you find something that you enjoy. I do a traditional podcast style, and as always, you can speed me up or slow me down on YouTube if I'm talking too slow or too fast, because that's how I watch podcasts. But I also name every episode after a song title that I am feeling at the moment, because I always find something that is useful to me, whether it's my making, my life, something, my mood, and before my love of yarn was my love of music. This week's episode is Cruisin by Huey Lewis with Gwyneth Paltrow, because I have only been working on a few objects the last few weeks, but I feel like I'm going at a steady pace with those, so I'm just cruising along. If you want to follow the playlist for all the songs I've used on my podcast, you can click on the link below here for the Spotify playlist. All right, so this week I do have a finished object to show, a few cast-ons, no whips because everything I'm showing is new cast-ons, and acquisitions. In fact, I just got 2 today, so that will be exciting. So let's get into the finished object. I think I finished this the day after the podcast, so I finished, here it is on my foot. This is a vanilla sock, which just means I just knit to my measurements. I did do a toe up. I do a Turkish toe up cast on. I go until I have the stitches, and then I knit my length for my foot. I wear a woman's size 9. For my gauge, I use a US 1, and I do 60 stitches because my gauge has loosened up, and instead of going down another needle size, I just dropped some stitches from 64 to 60. This is Felici in the general store colorway, and here is my second sock. So another pair of socks. This is definitely going to be sock heavy episode. And then I did really shorty socks. I think I did, it looks like, I don't even know why I did this count. I think I was kind of going by the stripe situation, but I did, looks like 5 rounds of knitting after my shadow wrap heel, going toe up, 5 rounds, and then I did like 5 rounds of ribbing, and that's it. Same on this one. These are super pretty. All right, that is my only finished object. So I have cast on 3 things since I've seen you last. So let's get into those. Like I said, it is going to be sock heavy because 2 of those things are socks. Now this one actually was on my needles, but it's one of those that has been on my needles for so long and didn't get any use. And because I knew my gauge had changed, I was worried if I picked them up, they would not be right. So I completely frogged it and started over again. So this is another toe up vanilla sock, Turkish cast on, knit my foot, shadow wrap heel. This one I did a little bit taller. It looks a little funky on this side because I haven't woven in my ends. I just have it sneakily tucked in there. So I have 1 sock done. This is Tiny Human Knits in the Spirited Away colorway. So that is sock 1 completed. And I have sock 2 on my needles here. My needles acting weird. Okay, there we go. And this was a sock set, so here's what I have left. She does 50 grams, and it came with a 20-gram mini, and my mini has gone a bit crazy here. Here's that. I just used the mini for the toe and the cuff and decided to just keep striping. I really like the shadow wrap heel when you're doing a self-striping because it keeps the pattern pretty nicely right there. So again, 60 stitches, toe up, Turkish cast on. And I will say, so I've been knitting socks for quite a few years now, and I learned cuff down, and I used the sock ruler, which I don't have right next to me, but I used a sock ruler and I knew what my measurements were and how much I need to put in. So I put my sock ruler in either the heel, or this would be the toe, and I know where my measurement is to where I need to start the next thing. In this case, it'll be the heel. And of course, I've seen Kayla Litton, the Crazy Sock Lady, and others do this method, which is all the stitch markers. I didn't really get it. I don't know. My method has always been tried and true, so I just kept with it. But I think it was when I was doing these socks, I did the first sock basically my own method, and I tried it on to make sure it fit nicely. Once I did that, I put in a marker after I was finished my toe and up until I started my heel to count how many rounds I did. So for me, it was 65 rounds. So I did the second sock, used the stitch markers, the little light bulb stitch markers, and marked 65 rounds. I did do, again, a little check to make sure they fit, and they fit great. So this one, same thing. I did 65 rounds with this, and so you see I have it here. So how I do that is, and this one's very easy because I used the color, the coordinating color for the toe. So right after I did that, I put in my stitch marker. So and then on the number 10, after number 10, I'll put the stitch marker on the next round. So between here and here is 10 and so on. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40. I think I have 50, I just haven't marked it yet. So right now I have, up to here is 40 stitches. So I have just enough stitch markers. And because I do 65, I put one of them a different color. So I know that that's the last one I will need. So that is working for me. And I still like the sock ruler. I definitely recommend it. But this is nice if you are doing socks specifically like your purse knitting, your car knitting, and you don't want to keep a sock ruler. You just have to figure out, take one of your socks maybe that already you have made and fits you really well, and just put stitch markers in it. Figure out where you stopped your heel, started your toe, so on, and count the rounds that you have. And then try that for your next sock. So I recommend it. I will try to keep these stitch markers together, and that way when I start my next sock, I'll just transfer them over. So that was new to me. But yeah, loving this sock. Again, I've mentioned I love, love, love Tiny Human Knits. I love that she has a 50 gram or the 20 gram because I never use 100 gram for a sock. But I haven't checked recently, but she has not been shipping to the US. She is a Canada dyer, and I can't wait till she's back because I love her yarn. I love this high twist base. I don't have the tag in here. I just know the color. I've had this one for quite a while. But yeah, so that is my second socks you've seen. Now the last two items that I have cast on are test knits. So that's what I've basically been working on. The first one, I'm technically done with the test knit because I have already done one sock, which is all that was required. So this is the Friendcheck socks. This is by Nicole Prof Purl, and this is a DK sock. So she only required us to make one, and the reason I'm putting it in whips instead of finished objects is because I'm probably gonna rip this out and start again, or at least start way back here. This was a cuff down with a heel flap and gusset, and one problem is, this is my problem, no problem with the pattern at all. Lovely pattern by Nicole. This is Legacy Fiber Arts, and I couldn't find the tag, but it is a wool nylon base. And then this mini I just picked up from work. So this is just an Arkansas Yarn Co. DK mini that I thought this purple would look pretty with. So for me personally, not regarding the pattern, like I mentioned, I noticed with my gauge recently has gotten looser. When I started knitting regular socks, I used to knit on a US 1.5. And then all of a sudden my socks were feeling loose, so I went down to a 1. And even then I have gone down -4 stitches to a 60 stitch foot. So knowing that when I was good on socks, a few years ago, and I was using a US 1.5, I would use a US 3 48 stitches for a DK sock. So I knew that's what I usually go to. This is a 48 stitch sock, so this is adult medium for her sizes. So I did that one, and I cast on with the US 3. So I didn't swatch with my cast on. You can tell this is gonna fit someone's foot beautifully. It looks great. So my options here are either find someone who would fit this beautiful sock and make the second one, or rip back. I'm thinking I could just rip back to before the heel. One problem for me, when you talk about heels for socks, I have watched a lot of podcasts that love heel flap and gusset because they say the shadow wrap or a short row heel does not fit their foot right. So in the same sense, I am having a similar problem, except this is like too much space. It's just too much. It's too roomy. I could wear this as a house sock, but I definitely could not wear it out because it'd be a problem. This is way too roomy, but I wanted to continue with exactly how Nicole had written the pattern. So I did the heel flap and gusset. The instructions were great. If you love a heel flap and gusset, this is great. Just for my heel and the room there in my foot, this is too roomy. So I'm thinking of maybe going back to right before, because I don't mind if this is a little slouchy, but then making it a short row, going down a needle size, first of all, making this a short row heel, and then finishing out this foot. But this is the Friendcheck socks. I know the test was due the beginning of July, so I'm guessing that they'll come out relatively soon. All right, I have cast on one more thing, and this I actually cast on before that sock, and then I was crazy enough to start another test knit. I cast on a tank top. I may have mentioned it the last podcast because I had signed up but hadn't heard yet. This is the Central Purlk Light, Purlk, by MC, who is Blame the Knots. And this is, she has this pattern already in a DK weight available. So no secrets here. I'll put in a picture of what this pattern looks like, but this is just the fingering weight version of her DK pattern, which I have not made yet, but I thought, yeah, I have some special yarn I'd like to use. Oh, I just saw a drop stitch. No. Okay, I'll fix that in a minute. I just wanted to pick it up. All right, so this is knit bottom up. And I really enjoy this knit because right now, until I get to the certain measurement, it is a 2-row repeat. And I've been here any amount of time, you know, I get bored with just stockinette in the round. I don't care how easy it is. It's so boring to me. But this has just enough of a difference. She has these center panels. So like this was one. So it's stockinette, but then garter with the center panels. And the same in the back. So that's just enough of a difference for my mind not to be bored. And it's still just as easy to memorize. So isn't this pretty? This is in the yarn I got from the AYC 7th year birthday celebration. The store has been open for 7 years. So this is the color that Lori had dyed. This is called Thank Heaven For 7. We're completely sold out, so I'm sorry about that, but Lori did not even snag one for herself. But I snagged two. And I don't know if you can see it, but this is a base that we don't usually dye on. This is a gold Stellina base. It's kind of more subtle, but I really like it. Love this yarn. I think it'll be super cute with this pattern. But yeah, I'm just going till I reach the certain inches, and then it's gonna be even quicker, but it'll be flat back and forth. And I think I have till the end of July to finish this one, which is good. So this is the other one I've been knitting a lot on. I love the speckles, even in the garter. It looks so good. Here is it in the cake. And that's pretty much what I've been working on. I have put a couple of rows on my crochet Mrs. Fezziwig, which is the decorative scarf that I'm using the Wonka Advent for when I want to crochet, or when I'm teaching a beginner crochet. I like to bring a crochet project with me to work so I can be holding mine and kind of show them what I mean while they have the other yarn. So that's gotten a very tiny bit of work. And then I also been working on that Bamboo Pop Sand and Sky tank. Again, it's just by my desk, and if I didn't bring any other things in my bedroom in the morning when I have coffee, I just do that because it's right there. So not enough for me to get out and show, but that has made a little progress. But I do have a few acquisitions. All right, so I am on a no extras month of June, but I have received some things that I have pre-ordered. So the first thing I had already been using, and I love this so much. Look at this bag. This is Black Pearl Magic, this banana bag. And again, me being the musical person I am, I got it so that I could say this whip is bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S. If you know, you know. It's huge, obviously. And I got two things in the mail today. So we're gonna literally unbox one of them. This one I came from Amazon. I just opened it, but I'm excited. So I haven't even looked at this. Craft Without Pain. This is the new book from Andrea, the Knitting PT. She has a podcast. I'm really, really excited. I've seen other podcasters have already gotten their books, but I think it's interesting too because she has it separated in sections. So she has, you can see these color sections. So she has the spine, the upper body, the lower body, and then she has a next steps where like kind of you can tailor it to you with having like a notes section, what she suggests that you do, which is great. I can't wait to read this. So, and it's not an overwhelmingly giant book, just to do some simple tasks that will help you so that you can keep on crafting. All right, the next thing I got is in here. I just literally opened it so I wouldn't be struggling with it, but we're gonna hear some crinkle. This is from Wool and Vinyl. I pre-ordered over a month ago. And I have wanted wool and vinyl yarn for so long. I've never seen them in person. Obviously, their brand is way up my alley with wool and music, vinyls, all that. So let's open it up. I got 3 separate things. Here's our card. Inspired by rock and roll. And there's definitely a theme and color of what I got here. So this is the first one. Sock set. These are all gonna have the bright pinks in them, which I love. And her base is an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 400 yards per 100 grams, and then 80 yards in the 20 gram mini. And this one is, I Believe in the Thing Called Love. If you don't know that song, you should look it up right now. It's hilarious and awesome. So one, it's an awesome color and it's an awesome song. So had to get that one. Then we have this fun. This is Day Tripper. Again, classic rock sock, which is the same base what I just mentioned. So fun. Oh my goodness. And this one, I'm gonna have to try to find the picture of what she posted. This one, sorry, my cat is meowing. This one is Blink 182. Now, I'm gonna find the picture and put it in here because her colors, cat, I'm podcasting. Her colors are to match an album cover of Blink 182's. I mean, and it is exact. It is, I don't think I've ever seen something so well matched as this yarn and that cover. Sorry, my cat was going a little crazy. So I am so excited for these. These are probably all gonna be socks. I don't know which one I'll cast on first. I'm kind of eyeing this one first. I don't know. Yeah, I'm so excited. And I was really nervous about getting this too because evidently maybe you know also, if you were getting packages, there was like a random week where the post office was reusing old tracking numbers. So I finally got the tracking number. I knew it was a pre-order. I didn't know how long it was going to be before it came out, but I knew it was a pre-order. I finally got the email a week ago saying your order is shipped. I waited a day because, you know, that just usually means they've created a label. And I looked and it says delivered April 14th. And I'm like, oh no. To an address in Florida. I'm like, okay, this is just the wrong tracking number. But I contacted Rachel and I'm like, hey, I think I have the wrong tracking number. She said, yeah, it's a problem everywhere. Like the post office reused old numbers. And so everyone's numbers were saying, and unfortunately, there's no way you could track it. So it was just like your fate was in the hand of your postal worker. So she said, please let me know when you got this. And so I'm so glad I did. But yeah, I'm so excited for that. That's all I've been working on. So, you know, not very much. I've just been working on those test knits, been feeling the socks. It's summer. Is it hot where you're at? You know, the humidity has been bad. Today it wasn't bad, but I really can't complain because usually at this time in Arkansas, it's unbearable. And to me, it hasn't been that yet. Granted, we still have July and August, but some years, like in May, we already are going way too hot and it's just misery for 4 to 5 months. So I'm excited that, you know, it's not so bad. I can still tolerate the heat as of now, although there's been some super high humidity days, which just is heavy to breathe. But yeah, that's all I have. What have y'all been crafting? What have y'all been doing for summer? Are you doing anything fun? You going to any yarn festivals? We do have the Arkansas Yarn Crawl coming up, so if you're anywhere around or want to make a special trip, it starts July 17th, I think. It is a Friday through the following Saturday. We have Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarns, Sarah of the Sexy Knitter coming the first weekend in store, and the second winner, Ross, will be there with Twisted Ambitions Yarn. And then we have some local others that do trunk shows the whole length of the crawl. So it's always a good time. So make sure you make plans to come over. And that's all I have for you. So I hope you all have a really great weekend, next week, month, summer, and hopefully I will see you in a couple weeks. Bye.